Hey, it's Tacoma Comics here. Haven't done this in a while. I've been talking about, I don't know, rebranding my channel and stuff. And hold on a second. I
Where you have Mr. Orange, he's in the basement, and they're going, okay, stuck in the middle with you. No, no,
Rob is going crazy. Thought you'd be done.
Far more horrific than actually seeing. I'd rather see my grandmother have sex then. I don't have to be swimming in my head.
I don't know what the heck is going on, but weird stuff is happening. Hey,
I might cancel our show after you said that.
I'm not here to judge anybody, but that was some weird stuff. So this is not the return of bourbon and BS, though there will be a lot of BS because you know me. There will be a lot of bourbon because you know me. And there'll be a lot of comics because I got a lot of comics. So as I was saying, when I started this show, hey, it's Tacoma Comics. How y'all doing? Yeah, I haven't been in the groove and been in the mood to like do a live haul or to do like do an edited video. And sorry about that. I've just been out of it for like maybe since, you know what it is? It's since school started. School's been really tough as far as being a teacher goes. It's just been it's been difficult, man. Just not being able to like connect with students and be with students has been hard. So I've been kind of tired and exhausted and just in a funk for sure, not really feeling like myself. And so just not feeling like doing this. But today I feel like doing this. I see. Oops. There we go. Joey's here. It'll come back, Joey. I just got to figure out the time, the place, and everything. Tuesday nights at 10 doesn't work. Now, I mean, Wednesdays is my easiest day at school, the new schedule, but I can't be hungover when I go to teach. It's just, I'm not in my 20s anymore. But you asked, glass, 4 ice cubes. Hey, Perry. Afternoon, sir. I went for the High West whiskey. This is American Prairie Bourbon. They also do like a darker one that's a rye. But I went with this one specifically because it's smooth. It's not a spicy. It's not a tangy after flavor. It's kind of light, so it really does well with other flavors. And I definitely got some other flavors that I want to get in here. And those other flavors are threefold. First, I went into this little frou-frou shop called Field Bar. The guy just like, I guess he started a business to open a bar right as COVID began. So he hasn't been able to run his bar. But in the front of his bar, he's just got these bottles for sale. And it's all sort of like specialty bitters and specialty mixers. And like, you know, when you usually think of vermouth is your martini Rossi vermouth, right? Dry vermouth, sweet vermouth, make your martinis, make your Manhattans with your sweet vermouth. But you don't think of like 12 different companies making vermouth because you never see that. Bitters, you think of Angostura bitters, but there's actually, when you get into mixology, there's a lot more out there. Hey, May, don't eat any comics, okay? So I found this one little thing he had for $2 a shot, bitter milk, bourbon barrel aged old fashioned. And the ingredients in this, I can actually see it better here. Sugar, which you're supposed to have in your old fashioned, fresh orange peel, spices, and some other stuff. And so it's supposed to be one of these per old fashioned. So that makes a pretty expensive old fashioned for like some orange peel flavored sugar water. But whatever. I don't have simple syrup on me. I'm supposed to be not having the sugar because I'm on the keto, but whatever. But here's what I really want to get. The grapefruit bitters. So this is why I went to get the Highland, the High West whiskey, the smooth kind of not bland but plain flavored bourbon. Oh, dude, it's a stopper. Look at that. Look at that. You can just, that's so pretentious. I love it, man. I love it. Oh, I could even use that as a little stir. And now, if you've been with me long enough, you know that I like to put things on the stove. And the thing that I put in the stove this time was a little rosemary. You can see it's charred there. You just add. Oh, you got some Knob Creek? Nice. I got a bottle of Knob Creek, but I think I'd rather drink that straight. I think it's got too much flavor profile for what I'm doing here. All right, so no orange peel. I've never had the grapefruit bitters. I've never had the bitter milk. Like I said, that's just like a way of getting your sugar in there with a little bit of orange flavor. But let's see if this is worth it. Oh my fucking God. I would probably go half that because I'm not into the sweet too much. But there's some nice flavors in there. Wow. I'm I'm happy now. Let's go do some comics. So I got this box, L&S Merchandise LLC from Kissimmee, Florida. I'm assuming, yes, I've already had some beers on top of everything else. I'm assuming that this is an eBay purchase. I can't remember which one it is, but it's an eBay purchase for sure because it's not from somebody in the community that I know. So let's open it up and see what we got going on. Perry, yeah, grapefruit bitters. You know, most bitters are either just a combination of spices and, all right, it's pretty well packed. Gemini and then this. Most bitters are spices and a little bit of water and some sort of distilled alcohol. But I've seen orange flavored bitters. I used to do one called Bitter Housewife, which I thought was a funny name. But the guy at the shop actually is like, "Oh, I've heard of that. I didn't buy it for the shop just because of the name. I didn't want to offend anybody." I'm like, "Okay, I can see that." So yeah, we got that, and Angostura bitters. Obviously, I've got Peychaud bitters, which have like a reddish color, so almost makes me think they're going to be too fruity. They're not, but they're not my favorite. It's just got a really large glass of a bottle of them. Holy cow. This guy did an envelope. So an envelope with a bubble wrapped cardboard inside a Gemini mailer. When I go back onto eBay to do my feedback, this guy's getting top notch, man. Top freaking notch. He says, open carefully. Well, after all that, I will definitely open carefully. He's one of these guys that sends you cards, right? So, like, you're supposed to remember his business. Infinity Toy and Comic Collection. That just goes in the drawer with the other cards that I'm too dumb to throw away, even though I'm not going to do anything with them. Wouldn't it be great if it was just 2 pieces of cardboard and no comic in between? Oh man, you guys are cray cray. Who's cray cray? You do have orange bitters. There you go. What's the company that makes your orange bitters, Perry? Let us know. And I'll tell you what, man, I'm just so rude. Uh-oh. The dogs just knocked down the gate and now they're running upstairs like crazy. I was supposed to go up and stop them, but whatever. All right, so I'm not going to look at this. There's one piece of cardboard. What do we got? Oh, so this is really interesting, man. This is really interesting. For I don't know how long. Thank you, Nicholas. Oh, Angostura. Yeah, I didn't know Angostura made an orange one. That's pretty cool. Yeah, bud. Yeah, it's supposed to be at the bottom of the stairs so they don't go up, but clearly one of them knocked the gate down. So you can try putting it back for me, or just make sure all the doors upstairs are closed, including my bedroom. Sorry, back to the story here, man. I would have thought that I completed Miss Marvel Volume 3, the first G. Willow Wilson, like the first Kamala Khan volume. Oh, God, like 2 years ago. I've actually had 2 runs of it. I've sold a full run, and I've almost got a second run again. But in my first run, where I'm going for all the printings and all the variants, I missed this book. I did not know this book was out. This is issue 9, and the funny thing is, I was looking on eBay for issue 9 because I'm missing 9 and 10 for my second run. But I just missed this. Hey, Why don't you just come in and sit down like all good doggies do? So this is obviously, the Hulk holding up everything, homage to that Secret Wars cover, and then you got Deadpool going tickle, 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 tickle with a feather. And I don't even know if Miss Marvel's in here, which is annoying to me when you're not on your own cover, but whatever. May May, just chill. She does not chill. She's a pit bull, and she's young. She's like 2 years old. She's getting spayed on Monday, so maybe that'll make her chill. But right now, that is not a chill dog. That is a very hyped up, I cannot sit still sort of dog. Whatever. All right, so there's one comic down that I'm actually really excited to get. Really funny to me that I thought I had that whole run and I didn't. Next up is from a member of the community, and it's really embarrassing. I think this is one of the guys I buy from on Instagram. I know his name, but his name isn't connecting to like a screen name right now, so I'm embarrassed. I don't know who this is from or what this is, but I know this is a from the community rather than, I don't call eBay the community, right? eBay is not the community. The community is like the people, is you guys are the community. I'm the community if you buy from me, right? So it's pretty hefty pack. Again, good Gemini with an extra 2 pieces of cardboard, and the cardboard is cut, right? So that it's larger than the comics. I got a comic the other day where the cardboard was smaller than the comics. I'm like, what the point is that? If the cardboard is smaller than the comics will bend around the cardboard. The BS is strong, man. The BS is strong. Look at this. I got some butcher paper, man. I could go and slaughter a goat and cut up its kidneys here. I don't know why I just said that. It sounds really macabre, but oh, yes. I burned myself. I was roasting a pork loin wrapped in bacon. We get this recipe, and not really recipe, just take a pork tenderloin and wrap it in a lattice of bacon and then roast it for a while. Well, yeah, I slipped using my son's got these little blue pot, hot thingies, and he uses them for baking. I put them on there, they slipped on the roasting pan, and I got a nice little 2nd-degree burn there. Whatevs. All right, I have no idea what this is. Oh, okay. This is from Mike. I knew it. This is from Mike Rogers. Mike Rogers Steals and Deals. Awesome guy. Had a big hiccup with Discovery Bay, but it looks like they've worked that out. So he knows I love Star Wars comics. He put Star Wars comics up. He put Star Wars comics up for on his auctions all the time. And the guy's name that I didn't recognize, but I sort of recognized on that package, was the guy who does his shipping for him. Apparently he has somebody else ship his comics. So most of these are Star Wars Republic. And look at this one, man. This is all from like Clone Wars times. This guy I know from like Phantom Menace and Saititin, something like that. Some great Mace Windu here. One of these was a key that I was looking for. That's just a great Mace Windu cover right there. That's kick-ass. I love that. One of these, though, is a key that I'm looking for, and I can't quite remember it. Like, I didn't even look at the rest of these. I just got a great deal on them. And then one of these is the origin story of Asajj Ventress, and I can't remember which one it is. So, I'm never unhappy with Star Wars comics, but this is a nice little Star Wars lot I got for super cheap. Mike ships media mail, which, I don't love, but I've never had a problem with him. I got to look it up. One of these is the comic that I wanted, though, and I can't even remember which one it was. One of these is the origin of Asajj Ventress. I already have her first appearance. Finally, I got her first appearance in the Star Wars, the Dark Horse Mace Windu one-shot. But this is, this is nice bunch of Dark Horse Star Wars comics. Of course, now that I've got Star Wars Republic, 66, 65.
Nicholas was harboring the dogs in his room.
He's not allowed to keep them in his room.
Yeah.
You can, as long as you guys keep your doors closed, They're gonna try to run up the stairs. That's fine, as long as they can't get in. And keep my bedroom door closed too.
Okay.
And then just leave them. Thank you, buddy. All right. So there's a bunch of Star Wars comics. Again, things I ordered.
Not here either.
No, she can stay here.
Okay.
That's fine. She's not going to do anything. She's not going to eat a comic. Oh, she's not going to eat a comic. But this is the big one. This is what made me think I'm going to do. So this box right here is from Steven Spock. And I bought, I'm trying to collect Spawn newsstands. And funny story, my LCS when I went in today has a Spawn newsstand #1. He's got it in a very fine, it could be pressed to like a 9.4 or 9.6. There's one color break, maybe no, there's 9.2 or 9.4. There's 3 color breaking ticks, but the rest of it could definitely be pressed out. So he's got it. Harry, you could be right. So I mean, there's a definite like but he's got it at 130, which I just think is high, even for a newsstand Spawn #1. But anyway, I'm collecting Spawn newsstand. Why? I don't know. Do I like Spawn? No, I'm not a big fan. I love the artwork, but I've read like 1 or 2 issues. I was like, eh. So I'm not into Spawn, but I decided I wanted to collect every Spawn newsstand, 1 to 137. What the fuck? You know, that was just my decision. So I'm sticking with it. Steven Spock hit me up on Instagram. Shout out Steven Spock. Make sure to sub him up if you're not already, IG and YouTube. And he says, I've got these 7 issues. And he made me an offer, and I made him counter offer, and we met in the middle. And he's like, what else do you like? I'll send you some other stuff. I mean, there's like 40 comics here. Motherfuckers, I'm telling you, I gave him like $25 for 5 Spawn newsstands or something. And what I'm getting here is, holy cow. Look at this. Gambit #9. I mean, look at the Hulk artwork for the Got Milk ad. That's sick. I mean, he sent me like probably 35 extra comics. Gambit #10 with a Spidey milk ad. Holy cow, I'm sensing a milk ad theme here. The Alliance. I don't even know The Alliance. First stellar issue from Image. Check it out. Oh, I'm psyched here, man. I'm psyched here. The Alliance issue 2. The Alliance issue 3. In that same Gambit run, we've got a little Gambit versus Sabretooth. Issue 8. So there's 8, 9, and 10 in that run. Sweet. Uh-oh. Kevin Smith's run on... Holy cow. If I don't know better, and you guys tell me if I don't know better, is that a newsstand from like 2014 or something? Perry, don't mix milk with your Knob Creek. I tell you right now, they don't go well together. I know a lot of people that like this Green Hornet run. I'm super excited to read this. Holy cow, man. This is amazing. This is hysterical. What is this? Captain Awareness. This is like an anti-college sexual assault comic. All proceeds, a portion of profits from this issue will be donated to promote assault awareness. Trina Robbins, George Perez, Palmiotti, Alex Ross. Holy cow. It says 2D graphics, which is crazy. That's insane. I have no idea what that is. Oh my God. Falcon #1. That's crazy. A little Warren Ellis action. Oh, no way. Floating heads. Check it out. Marvel Super Action. Yo, this is insane. I thought he was going to throw like 2 or 3 extra comics in there to build up the box. Hey, May. Look what he did. Howard the Duck issue 20. I'm collecting Howard the Duck. I'm trying to get the run. I don't have this. Holy fudge. That's so awesome. Cleanse, purify, disinfect, deodorize. My bleach borax and heavy-duty enzymes will scour you from the face of the earth, Duck. Sounds like something Trump should take for his COVID. What do we got here? Marvel Double Shot, Avengers, and Doom. Doom just looks like he's defeated. He looks like he's had one too many bourbons, and he's just like sitting in the chair going, "Guys, I don't feel good. Just don't, guys, just don't say anything else. I don't feel good." All right, Doom just has that like, I drank too much look. I ain't even halfway through this. Sharky the Bounty Hunter. Issue. I don't know. Issue 1. Oh, motherfucker. Yo. Cheers to Steven Spock, man. Oh, yeah, baby. What is this? Something is this? Oh, George A. Romero. So this is Dawn of the Dead or Something of the Dead. 3 of 5. I can't see because the sticker's over it. 3 of 5 and 2 of 5. And what is this, man? This is Act 2, issue 1. Nice. Empire of the Dead. So it's Empire of the Dead. Sweet. And then check this out. He threw in a little World's Greatest Comic Magazine, Fantastic Four. Bam, 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 bam. I am so freaking excited. Astonishing X-Men number 11 from Joss Whedon. That's pretty awesome. I think I'm collecting that run kind of low-key, not like my top run that I'm collecting. Fantastic Four, the World's Greatest Comic Magazine, 12 of 12. I wonder if this is like a reprint of like their top 12 stories or something. And I don't remember Doom ever having laser eyes. Do you, Perry? I don't know, man. I don't know. We got number 7 of 12 in that like run. We've got number 15. It can't be 15 of 12. This just must be like the second volume of Fantastic Four, issue 15. Holy cowsers. And then check it out, man. X-Men Unlimited, issue 3, Among Us, a Sabretooth. Look at that. Look at that art. That's pretty cool, dude. I dig that. I'm totally digging that. I swear, I'm not even halfway through this box. Conan the Cimmerian, special, 99 cents, 0 issue. That's some sick, that looks like Conan, right? Through and through. That's some sick Conan art, man. Oh no, we got a run of Avengers No Road Home. Holy cow, how deep does this go? No way! I gotta do this backwards, right? So, issue 1, Avengers No Road Home. This came right after No Surrender. Issue 2, I assume, I don't even know because I'm going backwards. Issue 3, oh, issue 4. So are we missing 3? All right, now I got something to look for. Sweet. Issue 6. Okay, so we're missing a couple, 3 and 5. Issue 7. The glare is strong with this one. Issue 8. Issue 9. And issue 10. Holy cow. Listen. That's not even the books that I ordered. There's more in here. There's more than like what I... Steve, you're making me fucking blush. Sean, man, what's up? Stay Puff is in the house. Did you get that Far Sector? Because I'll tell you what, it's coming up. But right now, I'm kind of crushing on Steven Spock. So much so that I'm going to have a little bit more. So we'll see how, the ice isn't fresh. the rosemary, some of the essential oils have already come out, and I'm over pouring because I'm already a little tipsy. I've run out of that guy, the one that had the sugar that's supposed to be like your old fashioned in one bottle. There's just like a couple drops there, so there'll be a tiny bit of sweetness. But then I'm gonna hit. This is what I'm excited about, man. If you guys know me, you know how ridiculously silly I am. But not only is it grapefruit bitters, it's grapefruit bitters with a stopper. Let's double that up since we're cutting down the sugar. And it doubles as a muddler. Well, not really muddler, just a stir. I'm in a oh, you wait until Saturday? Okay. So like that's fine, right? You're waiting until Saturday, you know that your stuff's on the pull list. John's Comics with Kids posts his new comic book days at like 10 a.m. I mean, it might his store must open ridiculously early, and he gets there. Or he gets it Tuesday night. I don't know, man. All right, without the sugar, you're tasting a bit more subtle flavors. That's really good. That High West, right there, along with that grapefruit bitters. Oh yeah. So I'm going to show you what else we got here, because some of this is taped up, and I don't know what that means. Spirits of Vengeance, #1, floating head. Ah. Oh, no way. Oh, I have this already, but this is awesome because it's not just X-Force #1. It's the Error variant. Look right there, buddy. Look right there, my late night howlers, my super secret mice. The black and the white are reversed on cap. The parts that are white should be black, and the parts that are black should be white. I got an X-Force. I mean, that's the only X-Force one that's worth getting, right? Unless you get the Deadpool sticker. Oh, wait. What did he say? He said that's the only X-Force worth getting unless you get the Deadpool card. Bam! Who's that? Who's that? Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? I hate Deadpool, but I'm fucking happy. I mean, yes, it's alcohol induced to an extent. We'll all admit that. But I'm in a good mood because a member of the community gave me something that I don't feel like I deserved. I don't feel like I asked for. It's a true freaking A-OK. Grindhouse Part 2. They hunger for the flesh of men. I've never met them. I've been looking for them all my life. Eventually, I just got married. But if they're out there, let me know, because they hunger for the flesh of men. They're the bee vixens from Mars. Yeah, Alex DeCampi, Peterson, and Woodard. Not Woodward. C. Woodard. Nope, a different Woodard. Probably. I mean, maybe it's C. Woodard. I don't know. No, it's not C. Woodard. And then nope, not the last one. Oh my gosh. I have some of these, but I don't have all of these. Look at that artwork. I have no idea who this is. You all have to tell me. You all have to tell me who this character is. Paradise X Special. #A. Dave, what is up, my friend? Stay Puft, that's awesome, man. Dave, yes, but no. Partially, I am prepared for school tomorrow. Partially, it's not that late. Partially, whatever. I ordered. All right, let me just show this one. This is Spectacular Spider-Man 145, which is a late issue in the Spectacular run, I think. And no, actually, it went up to like 190s. So I think, Dave, this is what I paid for. What I got was this freaking brick from Steven Spock. So I'm pretty damn happy. I mean, look, all jokes aside, right? We do AOKs because they make us feel good. There's nothing altruistic about it. I feel like I gave Lady Fantastic. I sent her X-Men 94. It was my bad copy with the cover detached. I got a new one for my birthday, but I gave her X-Men 94, which, for most people, even with the cover detached, that's like a $200 book. I was happy to give it to her because watching her face when she opened it up was priceless, and priceless to me. Making people happy is good, right? Like, I gave Dave Vision #1. He gave me the retailer incentive variant of Daredevil #1, the total black cover with a little bit of flame. Is X Paradise X Special is the foundation of the Archangels. That's awesome. That's awesome. So, like, I'm happy, right? I don't have lots of money to give stuff, but when I have, I gave Kirk Black, and then all of a sudden, Black that we found out is going to be a movie or a TV series or something. So that was awesome. I was happy to give it to him. I gave Sunflower the Blurred. I gave her Far Sector to read. I was happy to give this stuff out. I'm happy. I was happy to send Stay Puft some some hip hop variants and some Yo MTV rap cards. It's I'm glad that people enjoy AOKs, but the happiness, yeah, you got it signed for you from Zdarsky. I was there. The happiness is in giving, right? The happiness is in giving gifts, and that hasn't changed just because of their comic book AOKs. That hasn't changed. So as much as I'm happy, super excited to see like this massive box that Steven Spock sent me, I'm just as happy. I hope he is just as happy to see me going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Yes, if you're late, I did burn myself cooking the pork tenderloin today. Have some skin that's a little blistered, but whatevs. All right, so this is what I ordered. Okay, I'm collecting Spawn newsstands. I'm trying to get the entire run from 1 to 130. There's issue 3. This is what I actually bargained with Steve. The funny thing is, he gave a price, I gave a lower price, and we met in the middle. And then he gives me like 40 extra comics. So shout out to Steven Spock, man. Here's issue 18. I think, is it 16 or 26 where Capullo came in? I can't remember. Nope, GC. That's Greg Capullo right there. And then we got 17. So we got a nice run. 18, 17. And then we got 16. Now, I don't know where Steve got these from, but the prices on the back of these are a little cray-cray, right? That's even Spawn, like at this level, nobody's paying that much for. That's a cool cover. 16. I think 16 was the first Capullo. Somebody looked that up, but if I'm not mistaken. But 16 was the first Capullo. Dave, you know what story I tell a lot? You're okay. Shh. Hey Dave, you looking to adopt a pit bull? By the way, we're fostering one that we're giving up on Monday. Dave, when you got the you went and got the CGC witness for the Little Bird variant, like the exclusive variant, and he's like, I'm not signing for no CGC witness. So you're like, witness, stand over there. Witness walked back and just kind of stood off to the side, and Dave goes and gets the Little Bird Emerald City Comic Con exclusive variant signed, gets it slabbed in a 9.8, witnessed by CGC. He probably has, to this day, the only copy of that particular variant of that book on the CGC census. Dave's a hustler, and we are he and I are very different in our approaches, but I totally respect his game. He has his way of doing things at cons, and it works. It works awesomely. Hey, quiet. I'm telling a story about Dave sinking near Mint's comics. Do you mind? Do you respect? Shh. She doesn't respect. Number 14, newsstand. Right there. What's that guy's name? Not the clown. Is it the clown? I think it's the clown. And this is when McFarlane was still doing the covers, right? There's 13. Bam. There is issue 11. Nice, Dave. Nice, man. Yeah, if they know CGC is there, and I understand what the creator's trying to do, but if you want, charge a little extra for it or something. You get the Ash Kenneth. I don't know if I still have the Ash Kenneth Little Bird. I got Little Birds. I got like 4 number 1 still, but anyway, there's 8. And there is number 6. 4 is actually my favorite cover of Spawn. And I mean, I don't know all 300 issues. Out of the issues I've seen, 4 is the one that I like the most from the early issues. So I'm going to have to clear out all this stuff when I have to teach tomorrow morning. But for now, I got this, and I got my new comic books to go through. So the ice is melted, so this will be watered down, but still the oils from the rosemary still kind of kick it out. So Dave, if the country comes to its senses, you and I will probably be able to go to Emerald City Comic Con next March. If you're hunting, I'm going to try to hit up the flea market in Puyallup on Saturday morning. I'm not doing my auction show Saturday morning, so I don't know if you're working then or not. But anyway, give me a call and we'll see. We'll see what's going on. So today was a weird day. I was busy at work, and my wife had some free time. Her position at school is changing, and that's another story y'all don't want to hear, like the drama going on in our family. So I'm like, I'm supposed to meet with this student now, and I got to watch our sons for lunch. Can you go to the comic book shop and pick up my comics, maybe? So she's like, what do I have to do? So I text her. I'm like, go to the comic book shop, go to the guy at the counter, and just say, I'm here to pick up Ian's pull list. And I text her. I'm like, at 12 o'clock, it's going to be super full, right? It's going to be a line out the door. And she apparently got there before 12, and she saw the line. I'm like, go next door to Legendary Donuts and get donuts for the boys. Oh, they were barking for you like crazy. They were, yeah. Just the last 5 minutes, she started barking. So, night, Dave. So my wife went and got my comics, and she got my pull list, and I had to add a few extras. But anyway, let's see what's on my pull list.
Add extras? Now the truth comes out.
I went back. No lie. I went back to the comic book shop. So anyway, this is the 4th volume of Champions, I guess, the 3rd of the recent current era. And I might go back and get this cover again because it doesn't have Riri, but it's got Kamala and Miles and Sam. So I got Outlawed number 1. I don't know if this is a mistake or not. It might be a mistake. I've got X of Swords, so I do collect Marauders, so this is just Marauders 13 for me. But I also told my shop that I want to start getting X of Swords. So I've got all the X of Swords, which means I'm getting like an extra 3 or 4 books each week right now. That won't last too long. What I learned from Powers of 10 and House of X is Hickman's stuff is better if you watch it. If you read it all in one shot. And trying to read it on an individual, already I'm lost with X of Swords. What's up, Funk? How you doing, my friend? It's getting a little too confusing already trying to read X of Swords and like follow it straight through. I'm like, my comic book shop owner told it to me pretty easily today. He's like, yeah, if it's not Claremont or Jim Lee X-Men, I probably don't know who the characters are. And Hickman is weaving in all these later characters. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the way he does it is he just puts them into the story. He doesn't do like a little introductory, like, this is so-and-so. His backstory is this, or her backstory is her mom in Cleveland was a single mom working 2 jobs and didn't know what happened when her daughter developed her powers, and then looked up on the internet Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters and sent her that. No, just somebody I don't know appears on Krakoa and is part of this new storyline. I kind of dig it. I kind of dig that he's like, bam, let's just go. Let's F you if you haven't been reading every X-Men comic for the last 40 years. Here's the story. We're going. On the other hand, I'm like, who is that? Who? I don't know. Let me tell you, this is only up to issue 3. If you haven't been getting this, this is a great Sandman story. G. Willow Wilson knows how to write. Nick Robles knows how to draw. I want to say Matt Lopes, the colorist, knows how to color, and I don't know who the letterer is. Together, the 4 of them are putting together a really freaking kick-ass comic. This is going to go down as one of those that, like, you're sorry you missed it. This is a great cover. It's not an iconic cover, and I say that because this is one of the ones I went back to get the variant. But I got my new Far Sector. Stay Puff, you still there, my friend? There it is. Far Sector 8. Look at that. Sojourner. And she looks like she's fighting with somebody else there on her side. They're smashing some shit up, man. That's the way to go. They are smashing shit up. We only find them when they're dead. I still have number 1 and the store 1 in 25 variant for number 1. Great. This is one that might have legs. You know, not a lot of Image stuff has legs after like the first 5 or 6 issues. That might have legs. You know, Stephanie Hans has really challenged herself because with the earlier issues of Die, she went for like the iconic covers. Doing Matt, whose power is the grief, is not like the popular choice, but you have to look at the details here. Look at his hand on that sword. Look at his anger. If you're following the story, you know Matt's about to fucking explode some shit. He's not happy. Something's about to go down, right? And if you look at what I've discovered with Stephanie is you've got to look at all the details in the background. Like, she does this great job of putting stuff in the forefront and then putting stuff behind it. There's a lot of layers. And I think that comes from being a digital artist and having the ability with Photoshop or what, Procreate, of doing layers in your artwork. There's lots of layers to what she does, and you really have to pay attention to all of it. And the reason I mention this is because if you look at the variant, Die comes out with only like an A and B. Thank the fucking Lord. There's not like incentive variants and 1 in 100s and 1 in 50s and retailer incentives and incentive programs. There's an A and a B. With the earliest issues, there was 2nd, 3rd, 4th printings. They did some like Virgin variants of the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, but they were still literally the same coverage as Virgin variants. So they keep it to the 2. The B variant, which I'm about to show in a little bit, is probably the more striking cover, but I'll bet you the Hans A cover has a bit more going on. It's just a little bit deeper, and I really, really appreciate that. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Hey, my friends, let me know who you are. I'm up to 9 followers. I had 6 a few minutes ago. There are a lot of comics, like after they make an initial splash, a lot of people stop reading them. I don't hear a lot of people talking about Moonshine. Azrael and Riso have my attention, and I will keep watching this or reading this for a while. It's had some ups and downs. It started off super strong, went into a lull, went into a hiatus maybe, or just a break. It came back. I still like where it's going. It's still werewolves and vampires and gangsters from the 1920s. I mean, that's all that it is, literally, and it's still keeping me. Perry, you go, man. You probably have your own channel going. You probably have like 25, 30 followers watching you play Call of Duty while you watch me go through my pull list. And I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay. Funk is like, yeah, I'm not watching Ian. I'm sitting here playing video games. You guys go. I'm super excited. So I took this out because this is the B cover, right? It looks a little bit to me like that Justine Franny. Maybe that's just being too shit. Maybe that's just being too surface. But I'm trying to see who the artist is. It's a famous artist, and I can't remember who the hell it was. Stephanie Honchling, Collins, Ryan Hughes, Chrissy Williams, Jeanette Ng. It doesn't say unless I've got to read a lot to you. Somebody tell me who the hell. Oh my God, I didn't read this yet. Look at this artwork. Oh, look at those colors. How gorgeous is that? Matt is about to blow a fucking gasket. Oh my God. It's a 9.6 now. It's not a 9.8. I got to go back and buy 2 more copies. Somebody tell me who the freaking Sana Takeda from Monstrous. That's Sana Takeda. Right now, I have all 30 whatever issues of Monstrous, like in singles, and I've got the hardcover. I've already sold like the trade paperbacks. This is what Monstrous would look like if they were allowed to use bright colors. Right there, that's Monstrous in bright colors. Look at that. That's Sana Takeda. Like, she's keeping with the Hans thing that there's a lot of background detail that you don't notice. And look at the intricacy. The intricacy of her pencil work or her line work. I don't know what artists call it. Right? There's Ash with the fire. There's the feathers. Oh my God, look at all that detail. Look at all that detail. That's Monstrous, right? This is Monstrous, like detailed work on a freaking. Oh my God. I met her 2 years ago at Emerald City Comic Con. I would take this comic and I would just like go up to her table and I would start drooling and I wouldn't apologize. Like I would just be like, hey, blah, 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 blah. Oh my Lord. That's gorgeous. What the hell is this? X of Swords, part 4 of 22. I don't even know this is issue 3. Oh, X-Force. Okay. I'm like, I don't even know what comic this is. This is X-Force. The only thing that, yeah, Joey, I agree. The only thing that I've been reading in terms of the that's a cool cover. The only thing I've been reading in terms of X of Swords is Marauders. Since House of X, Powers of 10 stopped, was Marauders. Look at that, man. I love Dustin Weaver's work. He worked with Kurt Busiek in Autumn Lands, and that Kurt Busiek just had health issues, and that ended. But I met him, and I talked to him, and he's like, yeah, man, if Kurt ever picks it up again, I'll draw it again. I've got a Power Rangers variant that Dustin Weaver's done. I've got a Shudder variant that Dustin Weaver's done. And I've got this one, man. And he does some cool covers. I love that. That's really cool. It's a nice cover, man. X-Force 13. So this is X of Swords part 4. I got to make sure I read them in order. Here's X of Swords part 3. And this is a young man named Wolverine. I don't really know much about this character. I don't know if he's popular. I don't know what his powers are. I don't know if he's the best at what he does or if he's the worst at what he does. I mean, the truth is somewhere in between, right? Chore certainly looks like he's at the diner with some other people. There's some connecting variants going on here, or connecting covers going on here. But I heard there was a picture of Mjolnir with the Infinity Stones on it. I don't know. I love Donny Cates. I think he's a great writer. I'm collecting Thor. I'm not collecting Venom because I don't like Venom, but I'm collecting Thor. I've read some of his earlier stuff. I like Donny Cates. He's a good writer. God Country is one of the greatest things I've ever read. Having a father who's got Alzheimer's, it hits right here. I don't need the third variant of the fourth printing of this. I'm happy to have number 8. Number 8, number 8. Happy to have number 8. I don't need, a 1,000 variants of that. I don't care if it's the first time you ever see Mjolnir decorated in jewels, right? I could glue gems on my fucking forehead right now. You're not going to pay extra money for it. Don't pay extra money for the fourth printing of this. It's a nice cover. It's probably a great read. I'll read it tonight or tomorrow because I'm a little drunk right now. Don't go paying extra money for that stuff. Star Wars, this is 7. Let me go backwards then. So 6 got my LCS got screwed over for 6, so I haven't had 6 for a while. He only had a variant of 6, but this A cover wasn't available because his were damaged, and so he sent them back, and it took a whole month, but got it back. And then just came out today is 7, which looks like it's Leia versus. That's not Admiral Sloan. It's Leia versus somebody. I can't remember who. And then dun 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 dun. I think this is an iconic cover. This is a cover not to be dismissed. Issue 15 of Magnificent Miss Marvel. We look at these covers and we think, okay, this is the A cover. So there's something about this one. I kind of dig that. I don't remember who this guy is. I know he showed up in 14. 13 was where Amulet showed up. But I'm digging this. I haven't read any of my stack yet because it's Wednesday and I just got my stack. But that was what my wife picked up, right? So I sent her to shop, and usually maybe that's my pull list, right? So you see 6 times 4, 24, $25 a week. My pull list was tripled. So my wife probably spent like $60 or $70 on my comic books this week. And it's like, no, I don't spend that every week. Sometimes I spend a little bit less. And so, yeah, good time to send the wife to the comic book shop to get your pull list. Now, give me a second. Go pee, and I'll be right back. Just chilling? Yeah. They don't chill very well. What are you watching? Okay. All right. I didn't lose anybody. Yay! The guns. There's no guns. All right. So I went back and I went to Half Price Books, then I went to my LCS this afternoon. I got this first appearance of Sam Wilson as Captain America on the cover, not in the book itself. Another copy. Am I specking? Yes. Do I care? No. Family Tree. I picked up number 1 from Half Price Books the other day. These are all in perfect condition. So I got myself number 2. Jeff Lemire. His stuff is good. Number 3. Number 4. And number 5. Oh, number 3. Sorry, I don't know. I had 5 earlier. Listen, I don't know if that series is ever going to do something or not. It's going to be a fun read, and then it's going to be a quick and easy sell because Jeff Lemire is a freaking great writer, right? I think we can all admit that. Sorry, I get some stuff. So this, by the way, Inhyuk Lee is doing these variants, the B variants to Far Sector, and shout out DC for only having A and B. I know Image did that, or not Image, but Stephanie Hans and Kieran Gillen decided that on Die, but a lot of other comics do like 1,000 variants. With Far Sector, you're getting A and B. And so just picking up these B covers, right? This is very similar to what he did to the last issue, but I'm really, really digging this. Really digging this. Number 8 right here. More iconic. The A cover that I showed you earlier was more like this is what's happening in the comic. This is more just like here's an iconic picture of Sojourner. Can't remember her last. It's not obviously not Sojourner Truth. Sojourner. I'm a little drunk. I can't remember. Anyway, there she is. It's an awesome cover. If you don't agree, you're wrong. He said that. Oh my God. So here's the main reason I went back to the LCS, because I looked at my pull and I'm like, wait a second. Lock and Key Battalions, number 2 is out. Pale Battalions. So if you've read Lock and Key, you may agree with me that it's the greatest comic in the last 20 years. Or you may not. But you also will agree that after the main arc was done, trade paperbacks 1 through 6, after Alpha and Omega were done, they did a bunch of they did Grindhouse, they did the San Diego Comic-Con one, they did a bunch of one-shots and stuff that were This new series is amazing. This is as good as the original. This is out as pulse palpitating as the original. And I guess I don't think I forgot. I think my LCS manager didn't hear me. But I guess, I didn't get this on my pull. So when my wife came home with my books, I'm like, oh, I better go out later and ask for that. So I grabbed that copy and I'm like, put that on my pull for sure. And then I just went looking through the dollar bin and I found some dollar comics. So let me put these in order. Lady Fantastic, I emailed you earlier. And when I say email, I mean I IG'd you earlier. If you need any of these, let me know. If anybody else needs any of these, let me know. I think I have all of these. I'm not positive, but I think I have all of these. So Dazzler issue 4. Boom. Dazzler issue 5. And now here's the thing. This is a horrible photo variant cover. I mean, look at her boots. They're just horrible. Look at her shirt tucked into her, or is that a belt around? I don't even know what that is. It's a horrible cover. This is a really good story. This is a really good read. I am not joking with you. I know it's like Dazzler, ha ha ha. She's a disco queen who shoots lights. No, this is a really good read about her trying to make it in the music business. This is a great comic that is horrifically drawn, done poorly by bad art. Bad art. Bad art. Here's 24 where, her costume disappears on her right leg. And I don't know why. She's naked behind her costume. But Luke Cage and Power Fist are there. So who the fuck cares? There you go, Funk. Let me know if you need any of these. I love Dazzler's first run. And then there's the Bill Sienkiewicz covers. Anybody needs this one, let me know. Lady Fantastic has first dibs, but it's a newsstand. And look at that. Bill Sienkiewicz just freaking kicked it out of the park. Look at the difference between how bad this cover looks versus this cover, right? It's only 28 and 21, 7 issues apart. Oh, the Thriller one, I only have one copy of that. I'm sorry to say. If I had more, I would send you one, Funk. If I come across one, I'll send it to you. But my LCS obviously got a bunch of Dazzler and just put them out. And then I think I'll have to check. I think this is one of the ones I'm missing. Is issue 40? I'm missing the run went to 1 through 44 plus 1 annual. I think I'm missing 3 comics. I think 40 is one of them. I can't remember. There's this old guy on a motorcycle with a dog that like shows up in issue 41 or 42, and then that kind of ends it. All right, my friends, I am done. I am done with my pull. I'm almost done with the body. I'm almost done there. The rosemary probably doesn't have any oils to give off. The ice is done. The one shot of bitters and simple syrup is done. The only thing I have left is my grapefruit here. I'm going to just drop the link. Anybody got something they want to show off? Want to join me? Want to hang out? Come on the show. It's a good show. It's not necessarily bourbon and BS. It's just Tacoma hang out. If nobody wants to jump on, then I'll bid you all a good night. Just spilled. Not good. Not good. Not good. Yeah. Yeah. Alrighty. Thank you all for hanging out. Tacoma Comics, my first live stream in a while, my first show in a while. I get some people telling me that they want Bourbon and BS back, and like, I never thought I had that many followers, but maybe those 6 or 7 right at the end were strong enough that I want to keep them on. Joey, so here's the thing. It's my favorite comic. Maybe X-Men and ElfQuest eclipse it, but for like a short, concise story, the original Lock and Key first like 5 trade paperbacks, my favorite comic. Beautifully written, amazingly drawn. I liked the Netflix show. It wasn't a copy of the comic. It did its own thing. And so I thought it was really good, but I only watched the first 2 episodes. So either I just didn't feel like, maybe like inside I thought it was better than it really was, or maybe I just didn't like really get into it. I still want to watch the rest of the episodes. I still want 33. I'll see if I have doubles. Let me write that down. Is that the Michael Jackson one or the Thriller one, or is that something different? Let me know. Yeah, I mean, I thought the show was good, but I didn't continue watching it. And like I said, I don't really know why. It would have been fun to keep watching. I thought it was good, but you know, the thing is, on Amazon, is it maybe Amazon Prime or Hulu, was Nosferatu. Was it Nosferatu? And I liked that, but I didn't continue watching it. I don't know why. Maybe there's just, you know, maybe it's that, you know, with streaming, like, hey, what's up, our chemist? You know, with streaming that everything is going to be there. Maybe you like don't feel the intensity of like, I've got to watch this week after week because it's all there in one shot, and you kind of start watching it and you lose that impetus. So I kind of think like, even if you think you like a show, you have to kind of feel a pull to that show. If you don't feel a pull to that show, maybe it's not as good as you're pretending it is. Like a comic where you're like, oh, that's a good comic. Did you put it on your pull list? No, you didn't quite put it on your pull list. So maybe it's not the best comic. I don't know. Maybe that theory doesn't really hold true. I don't know. All I know is our chemist lives in Brooklyn. Shout out Brooklyn. I was born in Brooklyn, Brooklyn Heights. And it's 1 a.m. where he is. So I really appreciate him showing up and hanging out with the gang on a not technically bourbon and bullshit, but a sort of bourbon and bullshit. But Omega Comics, there's a local right there. Omega, have you ever been to the flea market in Puyallup? That's where I am headed Saturday morning. Let me know if you've ever been there. I actually told my my Saturday morning cartoon crew that I'm not going to be doing the Saturday morning show this weekend, and then a couple other people said they couldn't make it either. So I think we canceled this weekend. We'll do it next weekend. I've been having a lot of fun with those guys. I'm just I'm a little tapped out for books, and I wanted to have some time to go and search some new places. So Friday I might hit my usual places, but Saturday morning I might hit the flea market in Puyallup, which I've never been to before. There might be no comics there. I don't know. It doesn't on the web. It doesn't say there are comic books here. It's just a big flea market, and as long as everybody's wearing a mask, I'm okay to go there. So yeah, Omega, let me know. Otherwise, we got to meet up and go. Oh, you work Saturdays. Sorry, buddy. Yeah. So yeah, I'm kind of coming to the end. I don't want to end because I haven't done a live show in a while, and I've been talking all last month. I've been showing up on other people's shows, and they're like, "So Tacoma, what do you have going on?" I'm like, "I have nothing. I've been in a rut. I haven't felt like doing a live, and I've had a blast tonight." So yeah, I don't know, man. Art Chemist, you're up very late. Omega, you're up right normal hours. So I appreciate you being here. I just showed my wife picked up my pull today, and then I went and got like 6 extra. I got like a dozen extra comics from a Stargazer. So it was crazy. My unboxing was insane. So let me just show you. Shout out to Steven Spock. This right here, like these. These were the books I paid for right here. And we actually dealt with this. Like I made an offer, he made an offer, I made an offer, we met in the middle. This is what he gifted me just because he's an awesome guy. So how was my unboxing? I'm on a freaking like high right now. I'm like giddy talking to people like I haven't done for a couple months on YouTube. It was pretty amazing. I got to go message Steven Spock and really let him know how I feel. This is normal hours for you, Arcade. I mean, listen, when I was younger and I lived in New York City, it was late hours, So, like, honestly, and Archemist, maybe you can relate. Going out, like, New York City, you can get Thai food at 2 in the morning. You can get pizza at 4 a.m. somewhere. Like there is no stop to a bunch of places that cater to like the post bar crowd or post like club crowd. Like you can always get something. And that was like one of the realizations that my wife and I came to when she's more mature than I am, but she's younger. She's 6 years younger. So when I was in my mid to late 30s and she was in her early 30s, it was like light bulb. We don't want Thai food at 4 in the morning. We don't go to Broadway that often. We don't need to see concerts anymore. I already asked her to marry me in Central Park. We don't need to go to Central Park anymore. We need to move somewhere where we can afford a house to raise a family, because that is now more important than being like, oh, I can get Thai food at 4 in the morning when I'm wasted, Oh, I can take the subway home after going to this club, and then I can get up the next morning and go to this like museum. That was really cool when I was 23. It's not really cool when I was 35. So that's why we moved out here. Well, yeah, most things are closed. So our chemist, I know you're younger than I am. I don't know how old you are, but at some point, like either into the New York City groove. And I know with your wife's shop, maybe you are into New York City groove. For us, it was like we love the New York City groove, but we got to go somewhere else so we can like live our lives and thrive. It's not about surviving. It's about thriving. So I got over 10 years on you. So, maybe you're happy. Maybe you're going to spend your life in Brooklyn. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, it wasn't for us at a certain point. It was like, look, you're two teachers making a good salary and you're living here. And literally we're living in a one bedroom apartment and my son was over there and we would be like, shh, and he would stand up in his crib and we'd be like, shut up, pretend you're sleeping, pretend you're asleep. And he would stand up and start like clamoring and crying and yelling and we'd be like, no, we're asleep, we're sleeping. And after a while we're like, okay, he knows we're bullshitting, we're not asleep, he knows we're awake, he wants us to pick him up. He's like 9 months old and he's crying and screaming for us to pick him up. Maybe if he had his own bedroom. All right, let's look at houses. Let's look at houses in Elmhurst and Little Neck and Queens. We live in Bayside. Let's look at houses. Okay, for $500,000, and I'm talking 10 years ago, for $500,000, you can get this tiny piece of shit that has a wall here connected to this tiny piece of shit. Like, you don't even get a detached house. You get a tiny fucking house that's attached to another house. So we're like, all right, maybe we'll go, we'll leave Little Neck. That didn't work. We'll leave Bayside. That didn't work. We'll look at Sunnyside and Elmhurst. And, after a while, we're like, we need to move somewhere else. So I grew up as a white boy going up to Vermont for camp. I love New Hampshire. I love Vermont. I love Brattleboro. I loved Burlington. I love the whole like hippie, take it easy scene of like the Northeast. My wife's like, no, I don't like the cold. So we visit our friends in Tacoma and we're like, holy shit, check it out. Everybody's polite and they're slow and they're kind and the house prices are reasonable. Let's move to Tacoma. And so we did. And there we are. So let's see what's been going on here. Omega says, just wondering, guys, I have my Sandman 75 second print, but the label is for first print. Should I send it back? I would get it cracked. Like, I don't even know if I would send it back, Omega, because from what I understand, I don't know if is it CGC or CBCS? From what I understand, CGC is like, nope, that's what the label says. We're keeping it like that. Doesn't matter if we made a mistake, because Dressier Comics just had something where they were CGC just had something with CGC where like he's not just a whiner or a complainer. He's like, look, this comic is a 9.6 all day. There's nothing wrong with the spine. There's nothing wrong here. And Crazy Guy Comics song too crazy. I don't know who you are, but you have the best name ever. Absolutely ever. So Omega, Jasir was like really, really pissed. He sent it back and he called them up, he emailed them, and they're like, no, our label's our label. So I don't know that I would send it back. I would crack it. And if you really wanted to get it verified, I would resubmit it. And then in your email to them or in your information to them, I'd be like, hey, this is the second print. Please make sure you annotate on the indica in your CGC label that this is a second print. If y'all don't know, 75 is a big issue where they had a second printing. I don't know if they had second printings of all Sandman issues, but 75 is one where the second print is very rare and it's worth a lot. So to not get that recognized by CGC is obviously a huge issue. So I'm not an expert, Omega, and I would ask some other people, but my personal opinion, is crack it, take it out, resubmit it, because, and this is based on one example, but Dressier emailed them and said, "Hey, I think you got a mistake. I think you gave me the label for somebody else's comic, because you said this is an 8.5, and this is clearly like a 9.2 or a 9.4. You know, the difference between a 9.2 and a 9.4 is that. The difference between a 4 and a 6 is that. The difference between a 6 and an 8 is that. The difference between an 8.5 and a 9.2 is that. And you can see that with a naked eye. So I honestly think, Jasir has an issue with his Clone Wars. And you say, it was when we met at Rose City, I told them it's the second print at the booth. If they didn't listen to you, I'd love to say just complain and they'll realize their mistake. From what I'm understanding, they might not realize their mistake, and you might just have to be like, you might have to bite it, crack it on your own, and resubmit it. What I would do, though, is make a video of you cracking it and be like, I'm going to resubmit this. Here's the barcode. You can see it's the second print. Here's the label. You can see they said first print. I'm going to resubmit this, and we'll see what happens when they return it. And then when they return it, second print, then you'd be like, aha. And then you can maybe send that information off to CGC and see if they'll help you out in some way, shape, or form. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I have 2 slabbed comics. 2. I have this one. And I might be sending that to somebody to press and clean and see if they can resubmit for like a 6 or an 8. I don't see why they can't be an 8. But I don't know anything about it. The other slab I have is I got a mystery pack. I don't want it. I don't need it. It's the second appearance of Modred the Mystic. It came in a mystery box, blah, 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 blah. I really could care less about its existence. So I'm not a big slab comic fan. It's just not my thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with people slabbing comics. I don't think there's an issue with it. So let's break this down. Omega says, it was when we met at Rose City and I told them it's a second print. Captain Comics says, howdy, mates and mermaids. If you didn't see Captain Comics on Layman Frame last night, go back and look at Rod's channel and watch that, man. He brought it. He brought it all the way. Art Chemist says, what color is the barcode? And then Omega says pink. And then Art Chemist says send to Erod. I've talked to Erod, Art Chemist. I'm sending him a large package of comics I need to get submitted, cleaned and graded, and mostly I need to get signature verification. So when I send them to Erod, he'll clean and press, he'll send them to CBCS, get them back, and then send them back to me. But that's like a huge expenditure, and I'm not going to joke. I've got maybe 10 comics. You think his pressing price is $15 a comic, $150. Then his sending them CBCS for either slabbing or a signature verification, let's say $30 or $40 each, and then shipping them back to me. I'm saving my money slowly to make like a big movement with that, because it's not a small amount. It's not like I got 2 comics. I'm just looking right at the wall behind you guys. I've got Miss Marvel, the Art Adams sketch variant, the Art Adams color variant. I've got all new Miss Marvel 0.1. I've got the Miss Marvel Stephanie Hans. I've got a whole bunch of stuff, and all those are signed. Most of those signed by G. Willow Wilson. I've got Miss Marvel #1, first print, second print, third print, fourth print, fifth print, sixth print, seventh print, eighth print, and Halloween Comic Fest. I've got all those signed. So I've got like a big bunch to like send off to get like verified and cleaned and pressed and slabbed. So I got to kind of like Captain, you caught it. So I got these pork tenderloins from Costco, and I got a pack of bacon from somewhere else. I don't know where else. And I did lattice work on the bacon, wrapping it on the pork, wrapping it in bacon, and like I made a lattice of bacon, interweaving the bacon strips with each other. I rolled that around the pork. I took some mustard and honey and just made a little marinade, poured that on, put it in the oven, and then took it out. It was fine. Put it in the oven. Second time I took it out, my oven mitts slipped and the thing slipped, and I just burnt my hand. So um, I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, you get that white shiny. Yeah, got a nice little blister there. Um, nice little blister there. And Joey's like, cooking error, cooking mistake or accident. Apparently, I've been here too long because now people in the chat are telling other people in the chat how I hurt my hand. I really should just take the whiskey and pour it over, right? That would heal it. Yeah, it's the second print. Sent it in. The label is the first print. Yeah, so Joey's saying that both prints are similar. I don't know enough about it to have an opinion. Here's my thing. If you think it's the second, like, I don't know. Let's look it up because why am I telling you things that I don't know shit about? I'm not going to talk out of turn. So let's go here to the phone. The phone knows everything. This will be the last thing I do before I take out for the night. Sandman 75 second print. Of course, they're all eBay stuff. That looks like the first print. Sandman 75 is the last issue in the series with cover art by Dave McKean and interior art by Charles Vess. The Neil Gaiman narrative entitled The Tempest focuses on an aged Shakespeare and a bargain he made with Morpheus younger. It's actually a really great issue. I've only read this in the omnibus version, or the trade paperbacks. Really great. The second print of Sandman 75 was thought to exist, but despite many searching for it, nobody could find any copies. However, more recently, a handful have been found, and the UPC states second printing above the barcode, whereas the first print has direct sales. So hopefully you can read that. So the top one is the first printing, 07511. And then the bottom one actually says second printing and has 07512. So hopefully you have that second barcode. I can't keep my hand straight. So it's like bouncing. Hopefully, Omega, that's what you have as the barcode on yours. If you have that barcode, there's no way CGC should be saying it's a first print. However, I'm not responsible for what CGC says. I would like to think that they're going to give you their due, but I don't necessarily know because they're CGC and they do whatever the fuck they want to do. Bacon meatloaf is way safer. Bacon pork tenderloin is safe enough if I don't slip when I'm grabbing the handles and hit my left hand on the side of the oven and get that nice blistery look there. But it's all worth it. I still think I should just pour the whiskey over it. Maybe it would be better. Now I'll get my wife to do a second wrap. She was really nice. Put the gauze and the Neosporin and the tape on for me. And it actually felt pretty good. But after this whiskey, I got to be careful with the amount of painkillers I take. Probably just 2 more ibuprofen tonight. And then All right, my friends. You have been a very gracious audience. You have answered many questions. I have asked many questions. The chat has provided much information. If there is more that we don't know, we will have to go further and look into it ourselves and then come back next week and provide each other with more information. I don't know for sure that this is the return of Bourbon BS, but Wednesday night at 9 works a lot better than Tuesday night at 10 was working. But Tuesday is a good night, so maybe it's going to be Tuesday night at 9. I will let you know, but I think this show is coming back because I have comics. Thank you, Steven Smock. And I have bourbon and bitters. So I have all the ingredients here for a good show. And I got a really appreciative audience who's participatory and smart and intelligent, and I really value their contributions. So thank you, everybody. Have a good night, and I will see you perhaps next week. Take care.